Good evening and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's July 31st meeting. If you all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, welcome those in attendance and those viewing on the cable channel. Any announcements this evening from the board? Sensing none, we'll move on. We have no appointments, so we get right to hearing a delegation. Is there anyone here that would like to address the board? I believe Mrs. Rudder. Step right up to the microphone.
Yes, I'm here to complain about fireworks.
Okay.
They've been on every weekend.
Just excuse me, could you just give us your name?
Priscilla Rudder.
Okay, and where do you
I
live?
live 27 Pace Landing Drive.
Okay, all right.
And I'm here to complain about fireworks. It's been every weekend, Saturdays, Sunday nights, and some maybe a night or two during the week. And he's getting more braver and more powerful fireworks. I found this on my deck, this on the ground, and this other little one was in my pool. Now the stuff that's in this one matches the stuff on my glass table. I got stains on my awning. I got a sunsetter and a big glob of this in the pool, and I've had it here.
Okay.
And I think we need to have an ordinance of what you can shoot off in a housing development. We only have an acre of land, and there's no place to shoot it but straight up. And all the debris is falling on my house. In the last 2 weeks, that's what I've been getting.
Okay.
And they had a party last Saturday night. That's how I got these. And they were drinking.
What time of night or day is this?
9 o'clock. It was starting to rain, so that whatever stuff just kind of melted off, but it left stains. I would say they lasted about 20 minutes or so.
So it's, it's on Saturday or Sunday night at 9 o'clock.
Around 9 o'clock.
Anything much after that? Is it pretty much?
No, it usually ends before 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Any other neighbors distressed over it?
Not that I know of. Everybody's kind of playing deaf and don't want.
You say you live up on Pace Landing?
Yes.
Because I know that there's a retired trooper up there I know very well. That
John Brooks, yes.
Yeah.
It's the house. He's on the left. And he's a good neighbor. He's quiet, doesn't talk to anybody.
Yeah. Well, I know that if there was an issue, he would certainly confront it immediately.
Yeah.
And at least on his behalf, I know that doesn't diminish.
Well, he
the
had
fact
a party not too long ago, and he had fireworks in his yard. But he's only done it once, and that was, they didn't go above the trees. These go beyond the pine trees. They're at least between 60 and 75 feet high, and these go higher. They shoot them out of tubes, and they repeat. You can make them go one at a time, and all of a sudden he'd let the whole thing go, and then I was underneath my awning, and everything was coming down, and one rolled off my awning, and the other one, I wasn't going to go out in the middle of it was dark. So I looked at everything when I got up in the morning, and I was not happy. The big globs of it about this big in the bottom of your pool, and they're full of mercury.
Do you know anybody that could, that would speak to this person in your behalf?
I tried my husband, but he just shies away from it.
I'm thinking of a third party, or someone that if you had a friend or anybody knew that someone could just say like to talk to you about these fireworks. And there's some concerned neighbors.
Yeah, but everybody keeps to themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they've all been good neighbors, except for this particular one.
Because, the possibility is if the person knew that people were distressed, they'd stop doing it.
It's got me so stressed that I can't eat without pain here.
Yeah.
It's like sharp cramps. I know it's not a heart attack or anything, it's just nerves. And it's stressing me out pretty bad.
Have you tried calling the sheriff's department at all
I
when
called,
this is happening?
yes, last Sunday, not this past Sunday, the weekend before I did. And then I got so scared, so nervous. I says, well, he says, maybe the wind blew it over. So I said, yeah, I'll let it go this time. But this is all, these big ones came from Saturday night.
So somebody did go to your house?
Not yet. I called before coming here and I asked to speak to Sanborn.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a message before I came here because I wanted to be here. But my husband is home and he'll explain it, what's going on.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, what some people think, the law changed this year to allow for fireworks. If he's not shooting after 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. on the weekends, then, some of those components are allowed by law. We did look at passing an ordinance. We asked for feedback from the community. We had a public hearing. We had our website where we were asking for feedback on the website, and we did a survey. And the responses that we got, prominent, was that people didn't want us to restrict it other than during maybe some high fire times, or making sure so that
They don't live next door to this guy.
So what we got from the public and the people that came in and that responded and whatnot was that they didn't want us to pass an ordinance. Now, you're not the only person that we've heard complaints from. I think we've had two others. So, maybe it's something that we revisit again. And
I think it needs to be because, like I say, well, you know what Pace Landing is all about. You've got 15 homes, and they're all an acre apiece. Some less, some a little more. It should not be in a housing development at that type of firework. It should be something that stays no higher than this room, or maybe a little higher, but not 60 and 70 feet high. I have my rights, I pay my taxes, I mind my own business, except for this yo-yo next door. And I'm not going to be put down. I have my rights and my health to worry about.
absolutely.
I'm selling my home because of him.
But I think that it would be important to show those to the deputy, because there are restrictions on the power of fireworks that can be
I think
used.
it's 20 grams or some kind of stuff.
It'd be interesting to see if those fall within.
I sent pictures to my son because he deals with fireworks. And he had a permits and stuff to sell it for Phantom in Minnesota. And he says that doesn't look good. But he looked up the website here in Maine and he says they're all legal. But he says if you can prove the size of these are more than what the state will allow you, he can be in serious trouble.
Yep. Which is why I think it's important if he's out there shooting off fireworks, it's important to call the sheriff's department then and have somebody respond so they can see that if the fireworks he's using fall within the statute of the law.
But I'm afraid for my pool cupboard, when they put it
Right.
up next month, it'll be probably burning full of holes. But that's all right. The law says they can have their fireworks.
Well, that's true, but the law doesn't allow that to damage your property, and you still have the recourse of the civil remedies. And perhaps, if just mediation doesn't seem to work with this individual, then perhaps,
not with me.
perhaps, having a document sent to him from an attorney's office that's going to take him to court for damages.
Because I'm afraid that if it hadn't rained Saturday night, the stuff he was sending up could have caused a fire somewhere on my house or in the trees.
I
The
think
first step would be mediation. I think, maybe Deputy Sanborn could act in that capacity too. Just to let the person know that there's distress from his, and that what's happening with his, with the casings and things that, and if the person knows it and says to heck with you, then you take the next step. But maybe he just doing that and is mindless about the effects on other people around him. And maybe if he does know, he may stop doing it.
I'm really surprised that neighbors haven't really said anything else. Why am I the only one that's being upset by it? It should be somebody else too.
All your neighbors have pools?
Ron has an in-ground pool.
Yeah, Ron does.
Well, the wind doesn't go his direction.
It just may be that none of your neighbors have encountered the same type of debris fallout that you've encountered.
Yeah.
So,
Because I called the fire department on him because he was burning, and the fire was too big, and he was burning without a permit. And I've been called to FB ever since, for the last 3 years, and that's why I back off. That's why I'm afraid of him.
Well, I think, Amy Jo was right. When we did the survey and looked at, should we have a fireworks ordinance in this municipality a year ago, that was when this was all new and no one had experienced a summer with fireworks being legal in Maine. So maybe it is something that we should revisit, and maybe it's just a matter of, because I know that we've had 1 or 2 other complaints come in on the website.
Yeah.
So it may very well be, and I think other than certainly it's disconcerting that there's a relationship issue between you and neighbor that is going to continues to get sour, but the other disconcerting thing is that we're lighting those off in a fairly condensed development, which is really full of pine trees. That's no different than, I guess, if you saw it anywhere else in this municipality. So that may very well be something that we look at as well. It's one thing to say, okay, they're lighting them off at over Ospey Lake every Saturday night, but it's another thing to say that we're doing it in a residential.
A beachfront, you're at the lake, you get it fixed so you can go over the water. But this is going straight up.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like you've at least, we certainly have heard you here tonight, and I think your action to contact Deputy Sanborn is the next logical step from that side of it is.
The other thing that you might want to do is contact Representative Libby, because there has to be a report by the legislator to the governor's office by the end of the year on fireworks, so if there needs to be some amendments to the law.
Which Libby is?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Take this.
Okay, thank you.
So it might be good to contact him and let him know what your concerns are if they're going to be making adjustments to the law. You have a perfect example of, maybe you need to limit the space around the homes and whatnot.
Yeah, because it's too confined. So, but I thank you for listening to me.
Okay. Well, thank you
I'll
for...
go home and have a margarita now.
Can we have the rest of the meeting at her house?
All right, yeah. Moving right along, as we get some business to take care of, and then we had a couple of workshops. So, correspondence for the week, Treasurer's weekly reports are in. I did ask Julie to run a report tonight, just so that we keep an eye on the checkbook balance, prior to taxes going out, which will be probably within the next month or so, but we need to make sure that we've got sufficient funds there, so we need to at least pay some attention to that. Representative Libby's newsletter, it's a thank you letter from American Diabetes Association for the use of town roads for the TourdeCure. Information on EcoMaine on the proportional share of the debt remaining at, or the debt at EcoMaine. Motor vehicle agent report for 2012, June, and a planning board agenda. More than welcome to view any one of those correspondence by contacting Christina here at the town office. Reports and staff's initiatives, selectmen's reports. Any reports? All set?
Just happy about Michael Phelps finally getting the gold.
He's not as dominant as he was.
No.
How about, do we know what happened with the Maine Magic
They
basketball team?
They were 4-0, or 0-4.
Okay.
Yeah, 0-4. But by all accounts that I've heard, it was a tremendous experience for them, and they were up against some, I guess, world-class competition there. One 8th grader was 7 feet tall. So they did have the opportunity, to, experience that down there, and what it's like to come from basically a small rural-based state and be confronted with, some kids that come from higher population areas, but their losses were, by 10 baskets, thing like that. So I think that they shown themselves well. They represented, the area well. That wasn't complete, a trouncing in a blowout type of situation. But, from all accounts, they had an excellent time down there, and, get to meet some pro players that were down there and so forth. That, watching this, they were on ESPN. So it was, quite an experience there as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Anything else from the board? Town administrator is not with us this evening. Under new business, discuss a vote on committee appointment. We had a session earlier tonight, and a meet and greet with this candidate. So what's the board's pleasure?
Make a motion that Michael, I hope I pronounce this right, LaRue, be appointed to the cemetery committee.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is discuss and vote to grant a quitclaim deed to the Stanley, Goodwin, and Thyng with regard to the property that has been used for many, many years as where the North Fire Station used to reside. This is a release deed. It actually gets transferred as a quitclaim deed, which releases any interest that the town may have had in the property now that it's no longer being used. This will resolve any anything down the road that anybody is investigating or whatever to say is there a title problem. So this releases our interest in the property.
I will move that the selectmen sign the deed to Stanley, Goodwin, and Dorothy Thyng.
Second.
Any further discussion? Sensing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Thank you.
Excuse me, Chairman Abbott, you want the town to pay for that filing, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's our responsibility. And when, based on Ken's letter, we're gonna have to send them a letter with the deed, because they're gonna have to at least record, or at least, because there's the sales list, which is for $0, but that at least has to be filed, so, we'll get to, why don't we put together a letter of explanation of what they need to do, and we'll send it off from that. If you want to draft something up, Christina, and I'll.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I could
Yes, sir.
just make a comment. I think that we really deserve a strong vote of thanks for these individuals for taking personally owned land and allowing the town, in the form of its fire department, to use that over the past several years. And I would hope that that we find some like-minded landowners in the future that would have the forethought to maybe allow the town to use some property from time to time for the good needs of the community overall. And they certainly should be commended for this selfless act that they did.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. There is no old business this evening. Other business, entertain a motion for approval of warrants and bills for payroll.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. With a motion to approve the minutes of 7:24,
So moved.
regular meeting.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Pending decisions, we got the PSAs, driveway opening permit language, board committee status, and I'll read this one more time if anyone is interested. These are the vacancies that we have on the current boards and committees. Fair Hearing Committee, 2 vacancies. The Zoning Board of Appeals, 1 vacancy. Finance Committee, 2 vacancies. Planning Board, we have 2 vacancies, 1 regular and 1 alternate member. Parks and Rec Committee, 4 vacancies. Conservation Committee, 2 vacancies. Transfer Station Recycling Committee, 1 vacancy. Road Review Committee, 1 vacancy. Library Board of Trustees, 1 vacancy. Hiring Panel, 4 vacancies. Saco River Community Television Committee, 1 vacancy, which is an alternate member. Economic Development Committee, 7 vacancies, and the Public Safety Committee, 5 vacancies. So if you are interested in any one of those committees, you can contact anyone on the Board of Selectmen to get a clarification of what those committees do, or you can contact Christina here at the town office. We certainly would love to see some volunteers fill out those committees. Water District office space lease, we heard anything? I think we need to maybe put a stake in the ground on this one, see if we can move that. We've been talking about it for 6 months or more. Internet and electronic mail policy revisions, I know that's up kicking around.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Nancy to get back.
Barriers to private vehicles from driving on the public beach, and cistern maintenance. Week's action list, going to be pretty small, just Christina, the letter that we talked about to Stanley, Goodwin, and Dorothy and Thyng. Agenda items for this coming week.
I'm not going to be here, so I guess I probably shouldn't make any.
So we'll keep this one real slim. Okay, so yeah, I'm sure we'll have some items that we're carrying forward or whatever the case may be. So. But it will be looks like a 3-person board next week. So. All right. Don't forget items needing signature and payroll, the warrants and bills of payroll, that deed. You'll have to sign it and print your name on it, and then Christina will handle it from that point. Minutes of 7:24. Reminders, tomorrow night, Wednesday, August 1st, 6:30 PM, Planning Board Site Walk. It's on Main Street, not sure where on Main Street, but it's on Main Street. I guess it's over across from
Almost,
the log storage place, right?
it's map 4, lot 56.
Okay,
Okay, I'll read what that is.
so it's just up from where the storage place is over on Route 202, right? On the opposite side of the road. Planning board meeting will then convene here at 7 PM tomorrow night. Conservation Commission, 5 PM, Town Hall on Thursday, August 2nd. Next Tuesday night, reporting will be Old Home Days at the Selectmen's meeting, Saco River Corridor TV Committee, and the Cable TV Committee. That'll be here at 7 PM, or at 6 PM, sorry. At 7 PM, get in there. 6 PM next week. Next Wednesday night, Road Review Committee, 6 PM over in the Old Town Hall. 11:30 next Thursday, August 9th. 11:30 in the morning, the senior luncheon at the Snowmobile Club. Next Thursday night, August 9th, Finance Committee meeting, 7 PM at the Old Town Hall. Thursday night, August 9th, the Zoning Board of Appeals has a meeting here at 7 PM. And that's published in...
I believe it's just a workshop, they're not
Okay.
hearing
All right,
tonight.
so there's no hearing. Saturday, August 11th, the ever popular cribbage tournament, 8:30 AM at the Old Town Hall. And Monday, August 13th, 2020, Master Planning Committee, 5 PM at the Central Fire Station. Monday, August 13th, 7 PM, Cemetery Committee at the Historical Society. And 2 weeks from tonight, August 14th, 5 PM, there'll be a couple of executive sessions here, and the regular meeting at 6 PM for the Board of Selectmen, the Transfer Station Manager, Transfer Station Recycling Committee, and the EcoMaine rep will be meeting, reporting, and we will also have a goal workshop at the end of the meeting. Anything else that I missed? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn to a couple of workshops. One that is scheduled for 6:30 with the Charter Review Commission, and another one that will follow that immediately with Lake Arrowhead for the discussion of installing fire hydrants on New Dam Road. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn the business meeting.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? We now stand adjourned, and we need the Charter Review Commission.
Yes, sir.